Greetings, welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. Hello again if you've been here before, and I hope you have. Well, I don't know what's going to happen here or how long this is going to be, but I'm going to start with a couple of facts that I've ended another video on, but I'm going to start with these just in case I get round to editing them years apart. Well, right, now, did you know that 80% of Europe's veteran trees are in Britain? 80% of Europe's. And you know how small Britain is. How small and crowded. Anyway, now I am the kind of person that notices things, and I've done this all my life. I'll notice you do something strange. I'll notice the same car driving past me. I'll notice something missing, something appearing. I'll notice these things because that's what I do. I don't know why, but I just monitor my world. And what I've noticed during my lifetime, and especially during the last 5 years, is the amount of trees that are dying everywhere I go, every time I fall out. Every time I fall out, every time I go out. Now, I'm not talking natural death here, because I can allow for that, because I've seen it over the years of my life. And we're now seeing there's the ash dieback, yeah. Now, some people have been saying, look, because I've been saying, well, some of the trees that are falling, some of the trees that are down, they're elders, they're hazels, they're hawthorns, they're oaks. You know, they're all different trees. They're not ash trees. And I noticed at the end of last year, leaves of holly just suddenly shedding. Now, holly doesn't shed its leaves, particularly in the winter. That's why the winter festive time, the holly and the ivy, that's why it's so revered, because it's greenery. I do also find it very interesting that Christianity has this thing and bring the greenery in, but is the greenery revered? Is the forests and the nature, the meadows, is that revered? Well, it is by certain people, including myself. But the other thing I've noticed, because I've been out early, is the amount of aeroplane trailing. Now, I know this is a splitting subject, but if you go out early enough, you'll see what I mean. It's too late now. You know, while everyone's busy in the morning, rushing to work, earlier than that, it's already happened. Now, that would explain it. Something being poisoned from the sky, because it's not masses water, because we have years when it rains and it's dry. It's not the weather. The weather may not help, but the amount and the types of tree, I'm going to dispute whatever theory others come up with who haven't had the experience I have, or the interest. Now, it's my belief and my conclusion, after what I've been witnessing, that for some reason, something that they're doing is falling from the sky and poisoning our world. Because what else is it? You know, we've had pollution, yeah, from the Industrial Revolution, you know, smog, the London smog of the 50s, the smogs of the Victorian era. Yeah. Do we have that now? No, we don't. Or else we'd see it. Whatever this pollution is, this poison, it's invisible. And it's no surprise. I mean, what creates rainbows? Droplets in the sky. Rain and the sun. Now, what creates a little patch of rainbow? Droplets of a liquid in the sky. Yeah. Now, what also creates it? Well, petroleum and oil on water creates rainbow colours. You see, well, what I say to people say, oh, it's just, you know, a natural thing, blah, blah, blah. Maybe some are. But if they are, why did I never see it until the mid to late 1990s? And bear in mind, you know, that I used to lie on the ground and watch the clouds become different shapes for hours on end as a child, and I never saw any, and I don't know anyone else who's seen any, and I've asked, they haven't seen any. Now, on top of that, now I believe that there is an agenda to destroy nature. Over the last few years also, hedgerows are not being cut. We need to go back to physical working on the land. A lot more. Forget our luxuries, because we won't have a world otherwise. I mean, I've never seen space and the future and thought, yeah, that's my world, I want that. Because our native hedges, our hedges, they are being hacked. They're not being cut. They are being smashed apart, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, the amount I have to drive by, and it's just splinters, hacked splinters. It used to be cut. I don't know. Either they've been told to not care, or they don't sharpen the equipment, or they use far more powerful equipment than they need to, or they've got an agenda and they're being told to not worry about it and go as close as you can and don't worry about it. Now, I have reason to believe that I found Jack's castle. What makes me think that? Well, the side paths are gone, but take a look behind you. Well, look at that. And this is a burial mound. I'll say it would have been nice with some trees around it, but hey ho. Oh, there's a gorse on top. These beech trees with underplanting of coniferous plants. You know, foreign plants, they bring disease. They also bring other problems that our land here, which is very sensitive and delicate, can't cope with. Because it takes years to adjust to things, doesn't it? Years. If you're interested, that's Alfred's Tower. celebrating the defeat of the Danes at the Battle of Edington. Now, where else can you have a juxtapose as this? The sadness of the demise of British nature, and then the remnants of an even more ancient past. Ah, that's a nice backdrop too. Those beech trees there. Now, either it's not where I thought it was, or the map has lost some paths, because I was under the impression that there's a, that I had to go past 3 lefts and yeah, I don't think I'm going that way, is it? That's one of them. So it's just before a left, but where were the others? There should have been 2 more before this one. Anyway. Now I'm wondering if this goes to where I'm thinking it is, but who knows. I'm going to go along it anyway. Ooh. I don't know what's happening here. I'm not exactly, because sometimes the tracks and the paths are what I navigate by, and if they're gone, I may struggle a bit. This is a nice one. Yeah, we're more deciduous trees, so I'm quite happy with that. But yes, that's what I think. The fact that holly are losing their leaves, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, they just don't. Holly's not a leaf. You know, it's not a tree that sheds leaves. It's an evergreen. So, yeah. Exactly. Not to mention all the other things that look like they're struggling. In certain places there's wych elm, but that, again, the jury's out on, the Mark jury is out on that one, because I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one, because I haven't seen it everywhere, just in a certain place. Again, a certain polluted place, in that it's in a near a valley, or it's on the hill overlooking a valley, but whether that's enough, I don't know. Whether it is or whether it's not, I really don't know. Yeah, I think we're glad we found Jack's castle. I'll have to tell him when I get home. So one of the other problems with it is that people who don't understand the countryside and nature are moving into nature with some money for one reason or another, and they're getting into nature, they're buying a house in the country. Everyone dreams of a house in the country, but do people know how to live in the country, how to live in harmony? No, what they want to do is... Now, I'm feeling like I got lost in the other because I crossed the road. What? I shouldn't be here. I crossed the road. I feel like I've gone... What? No way. There must be a road here. It must be a road. Please tell me it's a road. Oh, phew. It is. Right. Ooh, look at this. Now that's interesting. I've no idea what that is. I'm not sure if they're native ones or not. Okay, so I've probably come the wrong way. Well, not the wrong way, just a way I wasn't planning to go. Yeah, and believe it or not, an aeroplane clipped the side of it. Oh, there's a Randy Rhodes incident, isn't it, if there ever was one. Luckily, the geezer didn't crash. Because clearly there's no way that was a woman. And I know I say that repeatedly, but it's true. They're probably because of testosterone. And that's the thing there. Hey, yeah, so people are moving into the countryside and into nature, having no idea how nature works. They just think they can go in, cut stuff out, make it how they want, and then everything's going to be all right. It'll grow back again. But it won't. Not if you do the wrong thing. If you do the wrong thing straight away, it's had it. Whatever it is, you can't get away with doing the wrong thing. You know, people are so intent on making it theirs and stamping their ego on the place and not living in harmony with it, that they're just ruining stuff. Oh, we don't want these trees out there. Oh, we can't see the view, so we'll take the trees out. We'll cut the hedge down. We'll do this, we'll do that, just so we can see the view. Well, if you cut all the trees down, you won't be looking at anything nice. The trees highlight everything. It's like the frame of a painting, or the eyelashes, or your eyebrows. It's true. Without it, it's bland and desert. That's what it is. And in another video, I shall be talking about the two major things that went wrong with humans and civilization. Well, just with humans, forget civilization. I don't think there's any civilization while people are hungry, and there's enough. Yeah. And that's what I think. So, yes, it just upsets me. And then you get land workers, supposed people like tree surgeons, look, you know, groundskeepers. They don't actually know a plant. Tree surgeons just want to make as much money as possible for the least amount of work. So they won't, if they can get around it, they won't take a tree down section by section unless it endangers their life. If they can get away with felling it whole, they'll fell it whole. Even to smashing trees, other things. Same as people mowing lawn. They just want to go round, trim everything around the edge and then just mow it all. So no room for anything to make everything nice. Now look at this. Can you see it? Don't know that you're going to be able to see it. Behind in the dip there. Right, let's watch your eyes. This is going to be weird. There you go. Can you see it? Glastonbury tour. There you go. A little bit of magic ancient magic to balance out the modern destruction. Because I believe if you own any part of nature, you have a responsibility to it. Because after all, I could come along and I could kill you, and then it wouldn't be yours anymore. I'm not threatening anyone with death, I'm just making the point that you can die, and then it won't be yours. And what you'll have done is you've ruined it for someone else. Another thing I've seen people make the most amazing gardens, or have known the most amazing gardens. Yeah, really. Absolutely beautiful. Lovely old apple tree down at the bottom with, like, you know, bluebells and shade plants of ancient forests and a little pathway, and then various other structures and shrubs, you know, the unusual things that can cope with the climate where it is. And then sold the house, moved out, other people have moved in, cut everything down, literally cut it all down, put it all to grass, made a huge patio, and then sold it. Ruined. Absolutely ruined. The bloke put his life's work, you know, his life's energy into that. And people came along, thought, oh, money here. They must have done, that must have been it. That must have been what they thought. Why buy a house with a garden and then ruin it? Another place did the same. Actually, it was next door, both sides of where I worked. Some people moved in, the old lady died. People moved in, they took out her lavender knot garden with roses and all sorts. They took it out, they put it all to grass, and then one day the banked wall at the end of their garden collapsed and fell. Wow, that's what happens. It really is what happens. I'm sorry I have to do videos like this. It is really, really sad, but it's got to a point where I could do one every week about something or other. I mean, yeah. People say, oh, well, there isn't too many people on the planet. Well, there is. There's too many thick people. There's too many people who don't care. There's too many greedy people. There's too many people lost in their own egos. There's too many people who don't want to do any hard work. I could go on. There's too many people. There's too many people who don't want to think. There's too many people who don't want to question. There's too many people who want an easy life. Now, I don't think anyone's going to be able to honestly say that I'm wrong, am I? Anyway, sorry to have to do this, but I need to get this word out for people to stop. It may already be too late. Yeah, but, well, if it's too late, we're too late. At least I didn't stop trying. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, comment. Check out the links below. Donate if you want to. Sign up to Patreon. That helps out. Buy us a coffee also helps out and works. If you want to do PayPal, you have to send me a message somehow telling me how much you want to donate, and then I'll send you a bill, because that's the only way that works for some reason. Don't know why. Oh, it's nice to have the barrow directly behind me. And I'll see you next time, hopefully. Ta-da.